God is moving. It's Young People Nation.
Welcome to Young People Nation. Listen to us weekly as we commit to bring transparency, healing, and truth to the everyday situations in life that might bring you down. Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration. Thank you for listening to Young People Nation. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And now, here's your host, Eugene and Donna Perry.
Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Giving the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening, and welcome to Young People Nation. Today we have two amazing guests. We have Miss Bree Davis, who is an educator, coach, and mentor. And this young lady is extremely active in the community. She's very passionate about young people. Welcome, Bree, Coach Bree.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Then we have Caleb Leatherwood. This young man is a 15-year-old, extremely passionate about his love for Jesus, scholar athlete, a family man at 15, will soon be 15, correct, Caleb?
Yes, ma'am.
And he loves sports. Which one in particular? Basketball, right?
Basketball, yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, welcome, Caleb.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes. Well, we appreciate you all coming. And we're going to have some conversations, and we're going to be intentional, and we're going to get it done. Correct, Mr. Perry?
All the way.
All right. So in this session, we're going to be talking about Gen Z. That's the age group of 11 to 26. So let's talk about them. What is it like, Caleb, being a 14-year-old, soon to be 15-year-old male?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like being young and everything, but same time, it's some things that come with being like young. You have your parents, and then you have school, all that. You gotta balance stuff. If if you want to play sports, you want to play, and you gotta stay on top of your school. So I mean, it's like it's not a lot, but you still gotta like balance stuff that you do with stuff that matters. You know?
Okay, so you've learned at a young age about balance.
Mm.
Do you feel any pressures?
I mean, not really. Unless not really. Not really.
Okay.
I know myself, I feel that today's young people have more freedom than when I was 14, in the past century. And you have more freedom. You have more avenues with the internet and social media, because with me, we had the radio. And it was a one-way conversation from the radio to you.
God bless him. He's telling his age, guys. But he's good. He's good.
Yep.
And you're correct, though. You're absolutely correct. So, Bree, you work with males and females,
Yes, ma'am.
pretty much. So, what are some of the things you've seen with our young people in this age group?
With Gen Z, they're very inquisitive. They want to understand why. They will not blindly follow, for the most part. But
That's a good thing.
they're searching. They're searching for truth.
Yes.
And that's one thing I really appreciate about them. And they're gonna be unapologetic. They're gonna be them. You know
Yes,
what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
They're not gonna
Sugarcoat
put on the
it.
front, sugarcoat. So I admire that about this generation.
I kind of like the freedom of that. To be able to actually talk back to another adult in an intelligent way and actually get an answer. Because with my generation was sit over there and don't move or else.
Right.
And all I'm going to do is look at you one time. And this group, now, some that I have encountered, they're very respectful, like Caleb. Caleb is extremely respectful. However, like you said, Bree, they're not going to just follow you blindly.
Right.
They are always watching to see. You can't be living a double life in front of them because they're going to dismiss you.
Right.
Correct?
That's correct. And I'll even say my generation was kind of like that. I think we began that thought process of, okay, what y'all telling me? Let me go research it. You know,
Yeah,
because it may not be true.
that's
So,
good.
I know I was a lot like that as a child.
Yes, yeah. You remind me of our daughter Amber. Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't she?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you
that goes
do.
a long ways because you can't use that old term that came up because I said so.
That's
yeah,
right.
that didn't work for me growing up. That didn't work for me.
And Caleb
like that
shaking his
neither.
head like, no.
Nah, I don't like that.
So, Caleb, what about, you hang around the guys. I see that you're real. What I love about you is that you're not only into sports, but you're into your books. And you recently, what was you just rewarded recently?
Oh, I just got in the Beta Club just recently.
Awesome.
Okay, all right.
Awesome. So, with some of the guys, what do you see some of the pressures? Do you see mental pressures with some of the guys that you may be with, or you play with, or you study with?
I mean, like, it's not really a lot of mental like what do you mean?
Mental pressure, like they feel pressure that they got to make this A, but they may be at a B level.
Oh, yeah, I see some people be like, yeah, I gotta do this or do whatever, but like, they try to be calm about stuff. They don't, we don't try to, like overthink stuff. We try to be calm and collected about, like, if we have a B and we trying to pull something up to an A, we'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and do that so I can do it. We not don't try to like pressure ourselves into like trying to like do too much to try and like do something.
Okay.
But how do you deal with that outside pressure? Like I know in many areas you have street gangs, you have social groups.
Just try and be yourself. You surround yourself with people that are that want to have same goals as you. Don't want to do stuff that you don't find like you don't want to be like with like now or like whenever you get a little bit older. So you try to like surround yourself with people that are like you, not like all the way like you, but people that have like minded.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you always been like that, or did it take some time?
I mean, I've always tried to hang around people that are like minded like me. Like my circle, I say I try and keep people that have the same goals as me, want to accomplish something with with like school and with like they sports and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So how do you deal with the desire to want to explore sometimes? Sometimes we want to explore, and I mean all of us in this circle have explored, you know.
For sure.
And right. And so you know, it's nothing that your parents taught you. It's not that you're not a lover of Jesus. You just that seemed appealing over there.
Yeah, I mean, like I just tell my parents like I wanna do this or whatever, or I try and I do stuff like by myself. I try and find different stuff. I don't want to just be like cooped up or whatever. I still want to do stuff, so I try and do stuff that I want to do.
You're not a homebody. Okay.
Not all the time.
I admire the freedom that they have now. That they can go to the internet or their phone and be able to pull it up, read about it, and actually know about it, and not thinking off the top of your head and making something up and everything. 'Cause I know in my generation and all, if you didn't go to the library, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or you didn't see it fly across the sky, it didn't happen.
Yeah. Or encyclopedias. We thought we were big time back then.
Yep.
My dad bought the whole encyclopedia.
The sets.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you had that uncle that told everything,
Yeah.
which mine didn't.
Well, okay. That's another podcast.
Yeah, true.
That's
Lord.
our mental journey here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Bree, as a coach and an educator, talk about some of the dynamics of this group.
Dynamics in the sense of
Just like how you express, they're not followers.
yeah. So like just building relationships with them. And
Yes,
things like
yes.
that. First, they have to know that you care. This generation is very observant, and so they're watching your body language. They're watching how you move, how you deal with others, because in a sense they are kind of like skeptical, if that makes sense.
Yes.
and rightfully so. You know,
Yes.
they've seen probably the most out of any generation of youth
Yes.
in a short amount of time.
Yes.
And so as an educator, Caleb could probably attest to this. I am firm.
Yes.
I am very, stern, but I'm fair though.
Yes.
And they know, like, okay, I can relate to them. I tell them I ain't that old. I'm really not that old.
Yeah.
So you can picture me like a big sister, and
Yes.
then when you in trouble, I'm like your auntie. too.
Yes,
Like I'm gonna
yes.
get on to you. And just showing them like I care, but at the same time, I think the one way that I relate to you is I'm very transparent.
Yes.
Especially, in the school setting, I'm definitely like appropriate.
Yes.
Not saying that I'm inappropriate with what I
Yes.
share, but I'm very transparent.
Yes.
I tell them my worst years for behavior was 6th and 7th grade.
Yes. Yes.
So you ain't doing nothing that I probably haven't done.
Yeah. Okay.
And then with my high schools, I'm letting them know, this is what you're going to face in college. And
Yes.
yeah, you saying you not, but you going to want to experiment. You going to want to smoke,
Yes.
drink, have sex, all that stuff. And you may very well do it, but these are the consequences. And this is what happened when I did those things.
That's beautiful.
And so I think that stems from what my generation didn't have, because the adults around us weren't transparent. And so they were put on a show and not being real. And so that's the one thing that drives me with the youth.
That's powerful. And because
You're very unique.
Yes.
You're actually a real person, speaking real issues, dealing with real life,
yes.
and we don't have that everywhere. We have people that want you to do things to get their career to a different level, and don't care what the kid have to go through.
Yeah.
But you actually listen to the kids' problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's all God, though. I don't want y'all to think it's me.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But
Truth.
my thing is like, and a lot of my colleagues are uncomfortable with that when they see me interact with us students, especially in the school setting.
Right.
Because I hear, you just trying to be their friend or you babying them. But no, like,
Caleb said nope.
they experience in real life. And Caleb will tell you, I don't baby them.
Yeah.
I know one of my former places of employment, it was a high school, there was a real issue with my colleagues. And, a lot of rumors, but the whole time I'm ministering. You
Right.
see 12 and 14 of what you consider the thugs of the school around
Right.
me. Like, we know, they bout it for real.
Yes.
And the whole time I'm ministering to them and telling them how important prayer is. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But I can't worry about, what other people think. You know what I'm saying? And really in my life, I've never really cared about what people think. I've been a rebel my whole life.
Yes.
So it is what it is.
Yes.
But in scripture they talk about that new wineskin, and you are showing that new wineskin has a flexible surface that it can take in the new information and process it out so that they understand.
Yes.
Now the old wineskin that I come from, it busts open. And, I can't deal with you. That's called the principal. Next thing you know, the coach calling the cop, and they come in and arrest the kid out of your school. And all he said was, "May I have a pencil?" "Oh, don't holler at me." You lost control.
It's just like, and Caleb, I know your parents and how you're, Jesus is Lord in your house, like for real, for real. However, I like what the transparency of Bree, that you came around that area as well, correct, Bree? Somewhat.
I would say somewhat. And this is no disrespect to my parents.
Yeah.
Love them. Blessed with 3. But I wasn't necessarily raised in a Christian household, but it was religious because we went, we started going to church. So I wouldn't say my parents was necessarily rooted in the faith at that time. But, with our blended family, because my mom remarried, my dad, my stepdad, my stepfather, he was pretty rooted in his faith. And my mom was, growing in her walk as well. And so I say I experienced the best of both worlds, honestly.
Okay.
And so I know what it is to be protected, but I also know what it means to be covered. You know? And so those are two different
And
things.
that's powerful for a young lady.
Yeah. And
Yes,
so,
to know what it's like to be covered.
Yeah. And so I experienced, that. And I'm grateful.
Yeah, most households that I've seen that in the past, they come from that cowboy era. You know, bang bang, shoot 'em up, and talk trash and do that and holler and screaming and no understanding. And now the modern family is you actually could have a sensible debate to come to a conclusion with a positive outcome. It's a big difference now in the modern family.
Yes, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to listen as a parent. You understand?
Yes.
You got to learn as a parent. You have to learn how to listen. And like when our children was Caleb's age, and Caleb, I'm gonna go back to you in a minute about being an athlete, because all of us we're athletic. My husband and I played basketball. He played football, ran track,
Actually did.
and set some records too in his hometown. I could play with guys full court, get dressed and go out. You know, I just love basketball. But I do know that there's pressures that come in being an athlete. So I'm gonna ask you, Caleb, since we're talking about Gen Z and you definitely fall in that area. How do you deal with being an athlete?
I mean, I try and stay be like myself. I don't try and be like nobody, cause like there's like people on the internet, people trying like people be trying to like pressure you to be somebody you're not and stuff. While being an athlete, you can't you gotta like stay calm, be yourself. You just can't like get like you can't get like distracted, you know.
Okay. Okay. So you set a goal for yourself, and what else do you do towards that goal?
I try and like work. I try and work for it. I don't try to like just sit down, because you can't like write something or put a goal down and just like expect it to just happen. You have to work for it.
Okay. Okay.
Student athlete,
Yes.
really. And with the days modern technology and all, you have doors open up to you right at your fingertips. You don't have to do like I used to do, drag myself down to the library, get it done within an hour before it closes, and then the next day you be like, okay, the dog ate my homework. You know.
See, look, Caleb don't know nothing about that, right? Caleb, he don't know. It's like, oh, okay, but you know, with the Gen Zs. Because I heard you state that you have to get up and study, and just like what my husband said, you all can go on YouTube and pull it up about dribbling skills.
Right.
And so you can follow that, and you don't have to go to the gym every day necessarily. I see you all have a basketball goal right there in your yard. So what can parents and adults understand about your generation, Caleb?
I mean, like Bree was saying, like we different from them. You gotta like you gotta be transparent. Like we have a different way of like we not gonna be like yeah, we want to know what you like, why you did this or why you said we had to do this. We want to like know like what you mean, you know?
Okay. And so what because one thing I've known you since you was a little boy, and one thing I saw with him, he would stand back and watch and observe. So what in you makes you just stand back and watch? Because you're not a huge talker, but you're a watcher.
Because I don't want to like throw myself into something and not know what's going on or whatever.
Wisdom.
But, like, I want to like I want to be able to like know what's going on and then speak what I want to what's on my mind or whatever.
And talk about your relationship when it comes to Jesus Christ, because that is what we are about. That we are in no judgment zone. However, we do have a lot of young people that they're strong believers in Jesus Christ. However, just like with us, it can be a struggle. You know, you're believing God for something and it go the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
Have you had that to happen to you?
You can't like you can't expect God to do everything. Like you know God's gonna do everything for you, but like God has a different way of doing things. Sometimes he'll he'll show you like what's gonna happen, but you have to. Some obstacles are still there for you to overcome while you're trying to get to that goal, or whatever you prayed for, or whatever you asked for from God.
So, do you follow Jesus Christ? Because I know that that's the type of home you come from. Is it personal relationship, or? Because I know, well, I'm gonna say for myself, I was raised Jesus Christ is Lord, but
Better believe it.
I did, yeah. Even my mom, and even though my father wasn't saved at that time, he came along, got saved later. But we had to follow what he had a great respect for my mother and her walk with God. So, but as time went on, and I had to go to church, that it wasn't that I wanted to go, I had to go. And if you didn't go, you better be about dead.
Same.
Okay? And if you were sick Sunday, you sick next weekend too. But what I didn't understand is that my parents discerned that. You understand? Like, ain't nothing wrong with you. You just don't want to go. So you and your generation, how important is it for you to be in a atmosphere, a building, because we are the church, but how important is it for you to be in a place of growth for you with Jesus Christ?
I mean, what do you mean, like you
going
mean,
to a building or your personal relationship?
Like me, I wasn't always. I've been in the church and stuff, but like I just started like a couple years ago. I just started like becoming like close with like I was like in the Bible for real again. Like it was like during quarantine, I like started like reading my Bible for real and all that, and like starting to know Jesus Christ, and so like we can use the building, but we don't really like we can get in our Bibles by ourselves and stuff too.
Okay, so how important is it for you to get with someone else? Because we don't know everything, but for you to connect with the right people,
like Bree and
yes,
like my big brother Mike, Bree my big sister, and
yes,
then like my
love
uncle,
it.
they keep me like and they like tell me stuff, and like they keep me in my Bible, and like
that's powerful.
They show like they show that they different testaments, and then they show like, oh, like I'm not gonna pressure you to like be Christian or whatever, but they like show you like you gotta stay in your Bible or whatever. Like it's not like you gotta stay close with Jesus.
So they're your mentors. So audience, that's the importance of this group of young people having mentors. You understand? Sometimes it's not the parents. And one thing I've always loved about you, Bree, because I remember when I first saw you, I said, that young lady is serious. When I used to come to Harlem.
Yeah.
And I said, that young lady is serious. And I've heard Mike on the Bible study, but I never met him. But that's powerful that he has a male and a female older brother and sister, right? That's powerful. That's powerful. What about you, Bree? What can you recommend to parents to understand this generation?
I would recommend actually having conversations with your child. But in order to do that, you have to be comfortable with yourself, you know? And so that may require you to heal if you can't necessarily be transparent with your children.
That's powerful, yes.
And that's something our generation didn't have. They weren't transparent. And so the kids now really appreciate that.
Yes.
And then I would even suggest, like, if you I don't want to say get it wrong, because no one's going to always get it right. But, you know, if you kind of came across to your child, you know, in the wrong manner or something, it's okay to apologize. That's not you relinquishing your power or your control, but don't get into a power struggle with your child either.
Yes.
And remain stern, because this generation, they want structure but don't know how to ask for it.
Okay.
And most youth do. We want structure but don't know how to ask for it.
Okay.
When I was growing up, because my father was in the military and my mom is very stern, you know, it was, you gonna do what I say when I ask. But like I said, I was always that one, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but I gotta ask. Or, you know, if you ask me a question and it's kind of rhetorical on your end,
Yes.
but I'm gonna answer it. Don't get mad at me.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like that same mentality is with this generation, but times 10.
Yes.
And
Ooh.
so just be open with your kids, and you have to also be protective. So much going on in this world, and yes, they have the phones. It's a good thing. It can be used as a tool, but it's also exposed them to a lot sooner. You know, we got babies, you know, 8, 9, 10, smoking, drinking, having sex, you know, knowing about all kind of things going on in the world.
Yes.
Things we probably weren't indulging in or participating in until we were like middle school, high school, college. And so making sure, although your child has that freedom to express themselves, that they also have boundaries.
That's powerful.
I like the way you keep it real.
Yeah.
There's no falses in it. It's no
Yes.
pre-scripted. It's no ulterior objective. It's just the welfare of your team, your people, your students.
Yeah, and I think that's just a testament to God, because, you know, there's a time I hated people. You know what I'm saying? I was walking around this thing mad, rage, you know what I'm saying, angry. And it just shows, like, how he's changed my life, and, like, how the word says, like, he'll take that stony heart and give you a heart of, I think it's flesh. I know
Yes.
I'm kind of paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Y'all get what I'm
Yes.
saying, right?
Yes.
And so, like, that's truly a testament to what he's done in my life. And I always live by, I'm going to be the adult or the mentor or the coach
Right.
that I knew I needed growing up. And so that's what drives me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
All right. So, wow. Thank you so much. This has been very enlightening. I love the transparency. We like to always give out our hotlines because you never know who's listening. We have the 988 hotline. We have the text home to 741-741. That's free 24/7 crisis counseling. And if you don't know which way to go, there is a general community resource 211. Well, Mr. Perry.
Well, you know, in life, you have to always consider, is this the life you want to live, or are you just contending and pretending? And remember, there is always hope. This has been Young People Nation.
Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Give the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross. He the #1 prospect. He the top boss. I was broke, I was empty. He the one that paid the cost. Really thought that I was cool. There was nothing like the Savior. Now it's time for the truth. The whole world been waiting. It's Young People Nation. 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 The whole world been waiting. Whatever you going through, I know what he gonna do. Don't matter the circumstance, we going back to the root. Keep going, keep going. Let that seed keep growing. You need peace and we know it. Now it's time to live holy. Young People Nation. You know what time it is. Young People Nation. Get ready, the time is here. Get ready, we vibing here. We about to let God in here. Young People Nation. It's Young People Nation. Yeah, do it for the heavens, you know where we going. Influenced by his love, you know we gotta show it. It's time to put the youth onto what God is doing. Cause I can tell you now, right now, that God is moving. It's Young People Nation.